Alright guys, Subscriber here, back again today. Yesterday's video, I was like pretty exhausted, whatever, because I just made that video in the morning, so hopefully a little bit more energy in today's video on the Friday. Yesterday, we got the confirmation of the Chicago Huntsmen, the branding for the upcoming CDL 2020 season, something that Hector and some other guys, especially OpTic, old OpTic, now NRG related, have been gassing up and getting people ready for, and to a lot of people, the brand reveal is pretty damn underwhelming. We're going to go into that in the latter half of this video in, a few minutes time here, and yeah, I'm sure you guys will share your thoughts down in the comment section below. Before we get into that, of course, some more Rostermania rumours and coaching related nowadays, because all the teams pretty much are set in stone, even though I'm not sure we have all the announcements. We definitely don't have every single one, because in this video I do want to talk about another announcement related to the Los Angeles Guerrillas team. But to start with, Modern Warfare. We know how it is. Modern Warfare's been out for a little bit. This clip came out yesterday from, I guess, some sort of Q&A with some developers for the game, and they talked in some detail about their thought process behind the game design here, and I just wanted to share this with you guys. I think you'll find it quite enlightening.
Black Ops 4 was pretty much you destroying another team or being destroyed by another team. Is the balanced matchmaking a priority for Modern Warfare?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, one of the things we really want to do with this game is we want to get new players in the game, and we want them to kind of like, we don't want them to just get punched in the mouth over and over again until they leave. We want a healthy ecosystem. We want a lot of players in and having fun, and that's a big focus for us. It's a big focus for us in weapon design. It's a big focus for us in level design. Our weapons are a bit more lethal than they were in the Black Ops, the recent more Black Ops, and that helps a lower skilled player get a kill when they otherwise wouldn't, have some success, and then feel like now there's a desire to get better and to get another kill. Our maps are a little bit more porous, and we want those players to have a safe place to take their time, to learn how to turn and move and then shoot, put those pieces together, and then they see someone and be like, oh, okay, now I can do this. So yeah, it's a big focus for us. But
that approach that you're describing there isn't going to come at the expense of the hardcore players, right?
That's not the plan, right? But we want to make sure that we don't want someone who's how to say this, lower skill to have a bad experience. We want someone who's higher skill to have a bad experience. And so yes,
interesting and very frustrating to us guys that have been around the game for a long time. At the same time, this idea of a safe space, it kind of makes sense in theory, right? You don't want people to come into your game and immediately get destroyed and crushed and then, just get, and leave the game and never play it again. Now, it's interesting because back in the day, Black Ops 2, we used to have combat training. That was a thing. Up until, I think, level 11 or something, you could go into combat training, play against other players that were also in combat training, so other players that are very new to the game. And for the first, 10 matches or something, 10, 15 matches that you play, you're playing against other people at the same level. You get to know the ropes, then you get into a real game, and you go from there. I also find it very interesting what he says about the fact that, well, okay, the time to kill is deliberately low so that lower skill players can get kills easier. Like, that's not the logic I want to hear. I don't mind the time to kill being quite fast, because that means that if you're on a head glitch and someone jumps out and challenges you and it's a stupid play, then you're going to take him down no problem at all, and, bad plays get punished in that sense, so I kind of like that. In Black Ops 4, I didn't mind the high time to kill. I thought that the stim made it difficult, right? But if that's really their reasoning for going for a low time to kill, or a fast time to kill, whichever way you guys want to phrase it, then not the best reasoning I've ever heard. And also, as I was just alluding to right there, like the idea that, players getting kills with this low time to kill, and then they're going to, get more and more kills, and that's going to help them, feed into the game and get better players, become better players, as he says. There's no way in this game. It's very difficult to gauge how much better you're getting when, I don't want to spread rumors too much, but I think you guys, if you guys played a fair bit of public matches, especially in the beta, like you'll know that there's at least a fair bit of skill-based matchmaking in this game, right? There are players that are very, very new and very low-skilled, as they describe them here. I'm not getting into lobbies with those guys. I'm getting into lobbies with pretty hardcore players. In my first ever game I played, and my KD was 0, I was playing against other players that were also like, level 1. As soon as I win a game, win my first game, have a decent score in my first game, then I go into a lobby and immediately I'm playing with like level 30s and stuff. So, it kind of, and this was on like day 1, right? So those level 30s are the try-harder type players, right? So, interesting. I thought I'd share that because it's very intriguing for competitive play. Going forwards though, the Gaming Revolution did say Minimap will be returning to normal by the end of November. There's a big overhaul coming. That's what he says. And this guy, as I'm sure you guys know at this point, he's done a lot of leaks. He clearly has some sort of inside source within Infinity Ward or within games developers in general related to Call of Duty, because he leaks a lot of stuff like this. A lot of it turns out to be true. Of course, things change behind the scenes very, very quickly. Who knows whether this will still be the case in a month's time, right? But it's interesting to me that potentially, I'm holding out some hope that Activision's, or Infinity Ward's longer goal is the decision has been in the first month of the game when it's just being launched and in the beta, make the game very, very friendly to the casual players. Have no minimap, so, or the minimap doesn't work as it did typically, so people are more afraid to leave buildings, so people can, take their time to get used to the game, sit in a window, mount their weapon, do all of this stuff. Also maybe have skill-based matchmaking in for the first month and have it pretty strong, and therefore players, that are new to the game might tell their friends, this game's good, I'm enjoying it, it's, taking time to get into the game, but I'm putting up a decent KD, etc., etc. And then a month in, they kind of roll some of those issues back and the game frees up a little bit more. That's a very cynical, not very consumer-focused way to do any business, but it's possible that maybe a month in they're making some of these changes knowing that they've sold a lot of copies to new players, thinking that the game was going to really cater for them. And in fact, now they're hopefully going to open up more possibilities for different playstyles. That's just a theory. I doubt it's true, but I thought I'd put it out there anyway. Moving onwards then, we have the following from, Claysto talks on stream. There's been some talk about who's going to be the coach of the Dallas Empire. They don't have a coach right now. Do they even need a coach with Crim6 and Clay on the team? Who knows? But there has been talk about Mutex being an S&D analyst, and Clay says in this clip here that Sergeant clips from his Twitch stream that there's no one really right now that fits the bill, and he mentions Vicento, as you guys will see, but of course Vicento's gone on to Bad Moon Talent, is doing all of that stuff now.
I know what I want from my coach now.
Gosh,
and I think the coaches out there struggle to give us that. I think the coaches out there right now, your classic head coaches in COD, aren't what I want out of my coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not what I want out of my coach. And it's not a knock on these coaches. Like, I'm not talking shit or anything, but like how Bryce was is like the epitome of how a coach should be, I think, in Call of Duty. Like, vibes, out of game mental shit, togetherness, bonding, accountability, respect. They have to demand respect.
So yeah, very interesting video. Honestly, this kind of implies to me that they're probably not going to get a coach. I don't really think you probably need one, especially with these two guys on the team. But of course, Vicento obviously was fantastic last season. Won Miami, won champs with the United. Now, as I say, he's gone on to Bad Moon Talent, this talent organization that's recruited some of the casters and some of the players as well to be part of that organization, that management structure. So very interesting. I thought that was a pretty good bit of news. And honestly, Clay definitely says the kind of things I was expecting him to say, given that, well, Mutex being the coach of these guys, telling them how to play the game, like, that's just not going to happen, is it? Now, Saint, of course, coach of Minnesota, does this tweet. I forget exactly what the name of this place is. The Armory, I believe it's called, so the Minnesota Armory or whatever. He's clearly here for Halloween, but like, if this is going to be the stadium where they're going to be holding matches, obviously, probably not going to get this many people there, but, it could be pretty cool. And of course, the league is kicking off here, right, on January the 24th, I believe. Moving onwards, some more rumors related to coaches. I'm told Ricky and Bevel's are head coach and assistant coach for the Los Angeles Guerrillas. We're getting announcements related to this team over the last couple of days. Ricky and Bevel's, he reckons, are going to be assistant and head coach for the Los Angeles Guerrillas. Thought I'd run that past you guys as well. Happy to see that happening. Maybe Bevel's will be the head coach, who knows. Aqua has been announced onto the Los Angeles Guerrillas. I'll play this video maybe at the end of the video if we have time for it. But yeah, Aqua, Aches now officially confirmed onto the team. Honestly, a cracking announcement this, but like, there's no warning for it that the Guerrillas give. Like, they don't say like, oh, keep your eyes peeled for like 6 p.m. EST today or whatever we're doing the announcement. It just kind of drops out of nowhere, so you never really know what's going to happen. So Aches, Aqua confirmed. Rest of the team, Saints, Decimate, and Lacefield is the rumored rest of the squad. And of course now Ricky and Bevel's rumored to be the coaches of this team as well. So a very interesting team that we can talk about when that is all officially announced. Who knows when the remainder of the announcements will come out. Here we go then. HECZ reveals this is the branding for the upcoming season. The Chicago Huntsmen, their logo is looking like this. And on the surface, it's not it doesn't pop, right? First of all, I don't really see too much like the words, the Huntsmen, like where exactly is that coming from? Not particularly sure. The name is kind of cool, but I don't really see a particular connection to Chicago there. Maybe I'm getting that completely wrong. But, you know, nothing really strikes out at me that like, yo, this is a brand I've got to be supporting, especially some of the other ones that have come out with sick announcements. You know, this is what Hector has been hyping up. Like, I'm maybe not too convinced, and also people looking to buy like merchandise and stuff. If you want to get that shipped to the UK, I think you have to pay like $55 or something ridiculous because there's only one shipping option to the UK or to Europe or to get things outside of the States. So that's not been done ideally. And yeah, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on this down in the comment section below, because this has been pretty hyped up, right? Hector, of course, gone on to NRG, you know, Scamp Formal, Envoy Astes, Gunless, bringing that team onto the team. Like, there was so much hype around this squad, and, you know, still hype around the squad, but then you're looking for the branding. You're thinking, okay, Hector's come off OpTic Gaming, he's built that dynasty over all those years. It hasn't worked out for him over the last couple of years, the Infinite Esports thing, now the Immortals thing, and now he's going to kickstart another brand that could potentially rival OpTic Gaming. And maybe towards the future, maybe this will grow on me. I don't know. Maybe it'll grow on you guys as well. I'm intrigued to know. But, you know, once you reveal this branding, it's not something that's going to be changing anytime soon. So, you know, this is pretty much what there is. And Hex seems to love his like overlapping things, right? The Houston Outlaws, I believe they have a similar thing with the Pistols or something going on. And this is a pretty damn good tweet that Pala did on the Royal Ravens. So he says it all makes sense. We have the Chicago Huntsman logo, of course. Then we have a tweet that Hector did. I don't exactly know how long ago, but why is Chelsea versus Hull? I want to watch the Mighty Hammers, related, of course, to West Ham, you know, United, English football club, also known as the Irons, if you guys know them by that name. This is their logo, West Ham United, two crossed over hammers, you know, in London at the bottom. And isn't this awfully similar, right, to the Huntsman logo? And it seems like Hector's a fan of this team, so it's kind of funny that the logo would look like this at West Ham, and he's taken a similar kind of idea into the Huntsman here. Thought this was quite cool as well. So this individual DS and a load of sevens after it changed up the logo for the Huntsman to the Chicago flag colors, and immediately I think this is a lot better. Do you not? Like, first of all, it's more Chicago related, maybe with the flag going on, and it's slightly less. I feel like this logo is just kind of dull. There's no particular incentive for me to want to rep this. Maybe you guys are in a different boat, but yeah, very interesting. It's interesting to see how he's gone from this OpTic Gaming brand, whether he can create something here that can compete. We'll see how that goes towards the future. And just to finish off with what Greg tags me in here, could just be Bevel's joking around. More than likely it is, because Bevels likes to do stuff like this. But yeah, Nabel says, can't wait for the CDL to start. Looney tweets out a picture of a squirrel here, so he's on the Ultra, the Toronto Ultra, and the squirrel is kind of their logo thing going on. Eggs tweets out whatever this is, some sort of superhero thing. Don't know how that's related to gorillas. And then Bevels tweets out this, you know, the crossed hammers, kind of talking about, well, you know, maybe Hammers, Chicago Huntsmen, whatever. Who knows what that means? But as we've seen, the rumors have come out that look like linking him to the Los Angeles Guerrillas. That's probably going to be his destination. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you're new as always. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.